Eastern Idaho. My name is Corey Pinkard, and I am a student here at Rigby High School. I am currently taking Mr. Green's Geology 104 Natural Disasters class, and I will be talking about my natural disaster day, forest fires, and how you can prevent them, what to do during them, and how many forest fires have been going on. Now, of course, you don't want to end up like my good friend, Mr. Homer Simpson over here, with nothing left and only being able to watch as everything you own and love burns around you. So, what can you do to help prevent forest fires? Well, when we're talking about what you can do to prevent forest fires, it's important to talk about our climate. We currently live in a dry, airy climate. So, it's important to look at the world around you. Even if you just go up in our mountainous regions, like this photo right here that I have right in front of you, you will see that the grass is yellow, it's dry, even the leaves on the trees and the bark on those pine trees is just, it's very, very dry. And keeping in mind that everything around you is dry and it will make it that much more easily, that much more easy to light it on fire is very, very important to keep in mind. And another thing, of course, the number one thing when it comes to helping prevent forest fires, and what you can do is your campfire, of course. So when you have a campfire, it's very important to make sure it's attended and it is in a very good place. Unlike the people that did this campfire right here in this photo I have, you see how they have it right next to all these dry bushes and all these dry leaves, even the green leaves. You don't want to have it next to anything. You want to have a nice barrier around it with rocks, and you just don't want it to be able to light anything on fire. So right there, what they did right here was very improper. The other thing that you can do when it comes to your forest fire is putting it out. When you put out your forest fire, you want to add plenty of water. You want to stir around the hot coals. You want to be able to have it cool to the touch, just like your good old friend Smokey the Bear said. Now, of course, the next thing, the most important things on here is your cigarette butts. Um, your cigarette buds are hot. They are literally smoking. And when you just drop them on the ground and leave them in that dry climate, especially next to dry leaves, it can quickly actually start a forest fire. And so disposing of your cigarette buds properly is very, very important. Now moving on to one of the more recent forest fires in our area that was actually quite large is the Ross Fork Fire of 2022. Yes, it was only 4 years ago. It burned down and around the Fort Hall Indian Reservation and on the southeastern Idaho region close to Pocatello. It burned down a total of 11,448 acres, and luckily, there are zero confirmed deaths. It was caused by a lightning strike. Yes, this is confirmed by officials, and threatened dozens of homes and buildings. Of course, multiple communities and homes and buildings were evacuated or placed at risk due to this fire. There was temporary road closures and utility disruptions were reported. Why this matters? Well, it's one of the largest, more recent fires directly in eastern Idaho, and it shows you how quickly lightning can ignite dry grasslands. This is why I was talking about our climate earlier. It requires a large-scale evacuation for fires like this. Even without deaths, it creates a serious emergency condition and displacement for multiple people due to being evacuated. Now, what do you do during the forest fire? Well, of course, number one thing is to listen to officials. They ask you to leave the area. You should definitely leave the area just to help protect you, your family, and everyone else. And now, along with leaving the area, it's important to have an evacuation route ahead of time. Now, don't get me wrong, officials more often than not is going to give you an evacuation route, but things tend to pile up very, very quickly in emergency situations. This could be, from an example, from we've seen this in New Orleans during the Hurricane Katrina, or even during the solar eclipse here in Rigby just a few years ago when everyone was trying to leave all at the same time. It may not seem like there's a ton of people here in Rigby or eastern Idaho at all, but trust me, things can pack up very quickly. Everyone wants to get on the same interstate, the same freeway, the same highway at the exact same time as everyone else, and traffic just truly gets backed up. Now, when you leave, you're going to need to have important things with you. You're going to want to have an emergency prepared kit, right? Well, emergency prepared kit you should include food, water, important documents like birth certificates or anything else that could possibly be burned down that you need for identification and later on, just to save you a little bit of trouble and headache in the later run. Now, you should also have a little bit of cash in there Just in case you can't grab everything else, you should have your emergency prepared kit accessible and easily packable so that as you are trying to leave, it does not take you long at all to grab it and go. Your emergency prepared kit should, of course, have water as well, as it is one of the most important things you need to live. Now, what else can you do? Well, of course, trying to stay away from all the smoke. The smoke can really mess up with your lungs and your breathing and cause lots of damage. So trying to keep your face covered and wearing a mask can actually be very effective. And of course, having your windows closed if you are staying home, having your windows closed and just trying to keep all the air inside. By following all of these things and all these rules that I have talked about, having an emergency prepared kit, what to do with the wildlife safety, and just how to stay prepared and how to prevent forest fires will actually truly help prevent the forest fires and help the people in our community stay safe and be prepared for when it happens. So when crap hits the fan, you're ready to go. This is Corey Pinkard signing off of your news segment. Thanks. Bye.